everyone, it's Trader Rob and welcome to the Weekend Report. Hopefully you guys enjoy the new format. It really has been a labor of love. I created this format for all of my viewers to get ready for the upcoming trading week. What we're going to do is we're going to review the previous week. We're going to take a look at some strong support and resistance bands for the ES, the NQ, and in gold. We're going to take a look at some important economic events that are coming up next week that we definitely want to have on our radar. And I promise if you wait to the end of this video, I'm going to give you some hand-picked, really nice setups on the NQ and the ES that you definitely don't want to miss for this week. Now, if we take a look at kind of the week in review, obviously we saw that the ES and the NQ both kind of fell off of a cliff. It's not a panic sell. Don't be super worried about it. It was just a small correction in the market. It finally found some buyer support there on Friday. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. Let's just switch focus here into oil and in gold. Both of them were just absolutely ripping this week. I've been super bullish on gold now almost this entire month, and I think the bullish run is still going to continue here in gold. Some things obviously to look out for. We've got the Jackson Hole Symposium that's starting next week. That's definitely going to move the markets. We definitely want to be prepared for that as well. Taking a look at the week on the tape, ES obviously ended off the week down 1.5 percentage points, slightly green on Friday. The NQ, which led the way. The NQ was definitely leading the way this week. Usually we say that about the ES, but the ES is definitely lagging the NQ. The NQ ended up down on the week 2.5 percentage points. Again, slightly green on Friday. The good one, oil. Oil ended off at 88.64, up almost 5.25 points for the week. Gold, another big push for gold, up 5.25 points and up 2 percentage points on Friday. Just a fantastic run in gold. Now, if we take a look at the ES, the S&P, if we take a look at the daily volume profile here, we're on a 4-hour chart. Obviously, you guys can see Monday, Tuesday, very strong decline to the downside. Finally got some support there on Wednesday, bit of a consolidation day. The continuation to the downside happened on Thursday. And then we're going to get into my thoughts here on Friday. We did end up slightly green there on Friday. If we take a look at the weekly volume profile, you're going to see some important levels here. You've got the point of control that's sitting up there at the 77.24. You got value area high all the way up at the 77.44. The one I want you to take a look at is the value area low that was sitting at the 76.81. Now, we were able to close above that level on the ES. Now, looking forward to Sunday's gap, Sunday's open, Monday, Tuesday's price action. What we definitely want to be taking a look at is if we start seeing candle closures below that value area low, again, that was sitting there at the 76.81. If we keep sitting under there, then we've got price discovery down to the next level, down to the next unbalanced volume area. That's going to be a key level for us to watch here on the ES. As far as some strong ES support and resistance bands, these are my unbalanced volume bands. Super difficult to get through. Honestly, only 3 different things will get you through these bands. 1 is going to be scheduled high impact news. 2 is going to be unscheduled high impact news. And 3, multiple retaps of the same band. Well, obviously, once we've got price action coming in, it repels it, might come back and retest it, might repel it for a second time, but eventually every band is going to break. Sellers are currently sitting at the 78.32 to the 77.96. Where are the buyers at? Well, on the ES, the buyers are sitting at the 75.44 to the 75.66. We've got more buyers sitting at the 73.03 to the 72.58. Again, if the ES wants to do some price discovery down below that value area low from our weekly volume profile, these are the bands that it's going to look for the buyers. It needs to find unbalanced volume. It's definitely going to find them in here. All right, now the popular scalping levels. These ES scalping levels are great, especially if you're trying to pass an eval, if you've got a funded account, if you're trading in cash. These are all super prop, cash-friendly trade setups here for you. First one is going to be a short at the 77.91. Very simple. Limit order at the 77.91. Let price action tag you in. You're going to be looking for 5 to 8 points to the downside. Stop loss, 1-to-1 risk to reward. We've got more shorts at the 77.52. Again, another level of unbalanced volume. We should see a pretty strong rejection from that 77.52 level. Where are the buyers at? Well, simply the buyers are sitting at the 75.73. Great scalping level for you guys to take a long from. Again, targeting 5 to 8 points on the ES, 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now, if we switch our focus here now to the NQ. NQ, similar chart, but a lot more aggressive to the downside. As you guys can see, again, Monday, Tuesday, really strong push to the downside. A little bit of consolidation there on Wednesday. Continued push on Thursday. Finally was met with some buyer support there on Friday. Actually gave you guys a band on my pre-market show on Thursday and on Friday. Gave you guys a band, and I said, listen, that's the last layer that the buyers have here during this price discovery on the NQ to the downside. If they're able to break this band, they're going to be dropping a lot lower from there. Well, we definitely got the support that we were looking for. Actually came back, retested that band, and was able to repel it again for some support, which it much needed. Now, some key levels here on the NQ as far as the weekly volume profile. We're looking at a 4-hour chart right here. Point of control sitting at the 29,587. Value area high is sitting up there at the 29,702. The big number, value area low, which is sitting at the 29,297. That's going to be, again, the key number on your Sunday open, Monday, Tuesday's price action. We want to see if we start seeing some 4-hour candle closures above or below that number. That's going to show a lot here on the NQ. Now, if the buyers can step back into this market, get this price action to go up, where are they going to be met with some selling pressure? Well, it's going to be at the 31.22 to the 30.052. A lot of very strong selling volume sitting right there that will definitely repel price action. Another selling band sitting right below it at the 29,897 to the 29,821. Map these bands out on your chart. I promise you're going to see some really nice rejections from here. Where are the buyers at, you ask? Well, the buyers are currently on the NQ. They're sitting right here at the 29,091 to the 29,006. We've got some more buyers sitting at the 28,599 to the 28,528. Again, really strong, unbalanced volume there. It's all buyer controlled. We should definitely see some nice rejection off these bands this week. All right, here are your scalping levels for the NQ. Now on the NQ, we're going to be targeting 15 to 18 points on these levels. Again, same thing, 1-to-1 risk to reward. We're going to be taking a short at the 30.075. A limit order to sell. Take profit 15 to 18 points below. Stop loss sitting 15 to 18 points above you. Your next band is going to be sitting for sellers on the NQ at the 29,596. Okay, we finally get to some buying support. The buying support's going to come in at the 28,210. That's the level where buyers are currently sitting at. That's definitely a great scalping level there for you guys for this coming week. All right, let's shift our focus here now into gold. Obviously, gold's been on an absolute rip to the upside. Been super bullish on gold. Gold is definitely got a lot more price discovery to the upside. If we switch our focus now to the weekly volume profile, you're going to see that the point of control was sitting at the 45.45. The value area low was sitting at the 44.23. The key number that I want you guys to look at going into this week is going to be that value area high number of 4,600. As you guys can see, we closed way above that value area high. It's definitely in its price discovery phases. It's looking for some selling for those unbalanced sellers sitting above it. Where are they at? Well, let's take a look. Sellers are currently at the 48.77 to the 48.36. We've got a band right below it at the 4,800 to the 47.73. Now, do we even want to be shorting gold in this really strong bullish market that gold is currently in? Well, these bands are going to act as either a roadblock or a speed bump, okay? What I want you to do in gold, let's wait for some confirmation that sellers are reactivating into the market and that they want to push price action to the downside. You could do that with a few different ways. One, you get some candle closures that you see some definite rejection off of these bands. That's a great first sign. If you're a volume-based trader like myself, what you would want to be looking for is you want to be looking for some trapped buyers in these bands. You want to be looking for absorption by sellers in these bands. Whatever your confirmation is for a short in this band, you definitely want to see some type of confirmation. Sellers are going to have a hard time in gold. Where are the buyers at? Well, buyers are going to be clearly at the 45.33 to the 45.03. Super strong support there from buyers. They will definitely be able to repel some whatever the sellers throw at it. And we've got, again, another band here for buyers sitting at the 44.18 to the 43.87. All these bands are going to be where the unbalanced volume is currently sitting at. That's where the market wants to go. It always loves rebalancing volume. And as I promised in the beginning of this video, these are my key setups for the week. First setup's going to be on the ES, and it's going to be a long setup here. How are we going to work this setup? Very simple. You're going to map out this band at from the 75.44 to the 74.95. So whatever trading platform you've got, take out your rectangle tool, put this band up on your chart. That's step number one. Step number two, I want you to move to the 15-minute time frame. Okay? Move to the 15-minute time frame, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wait for a 15-minute candle to pierce into that band at the 75.44. But most importantly, we want to see a rejection out of that band. So we want to see that candle body to close above that 75.44 level. Next step, I want you to draw a line at the top of that 15-minute candle. Then after that, I want you to switch down to the 5-minute time frame. Once you're on the 5-minute time frame, what you're going to be doing is you want to wait for a 5-minute candle to close above the top of that 15-minute candle. Okay? Once we get that candle confirmation, we're all long, baby. The market is going to be moving up. You are definitely in a great long setup if this presents itself this week. Now, if we take a look at the NQ, NQ has got a very similar setup. It's going to be a long setup. Where is it from? Well, you're going to want to map out this band at the 29.082 to the 29.005. Now, the only difference here on the NQ is I want you to switch to a 5-minute time frame. What are you going to do once you're on the 5-minute time frame? You're going to wait for a candle closure to pierce. You're going to wait for a candle, 5-minute candle, to pierce into that band at the 29.082. And you're going to want to see that candle body closing above the band. That's at least our first confirmation. After that, I want you to draw a line at the top of that 5-minute candle. Once you've got that line put up on your chart, then we're going to drop down to the 1-minute chart. Once we're on the 1-minute time frame, all we're going to be doing is looking for a 1-minute candle to close above that line. Once you have that confirmation, it's all longs from there. It's all longs from there. Great. It's going to be a great long setup there on the NQ and the ES. All right, some important events that we've got coming up here this coming week. So we've got consumer confidence on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we've got GDP numbers, we've got PCE and consumer spending. We also have NVIDIA earnings Wednesday, so another key point there to definitely look out for with NVIDIA earnings. Thursday, we got initial jobless claims, and we've got the start of the Jackson Hole Symposium. That's going to be running Thursday and Friday. Friday is going to be the key day next week. We've got Fed Chair Warsh, who's going to be doing his keynote, and I'm telling you, if any big updates come or any headlines come from the Fed on Friday, you're going to see some fireworks in the market. A lot of volatility is going to come into the market, and it could get definitely. And one other thing that I want to add with the Jackson Hole Symposium, any Fed headlines that come out, gold is going to be super impacted by any type of Fed headline that comes out. So have a very close eye out on gold, especially if something unexpected comes out during the Jackson Hole Symposium. And in close, guys, map out the levels, map out the bands that I give you, get organized, put them up on your chart, and just watch price action. Even if you don't trade my exact strategy, you might already have a strategy that's working for you. Great. What really the roadmap here is once you've got those bands up, and if your strategy is calling for a long, and we're going into a selling band where strong sellers are at, it's probably not going to work out very well for you. Now, vice versa, if your system is showing you a short setup or a short signal from one of those selling bands, man, go all in on the shorts at that point. That's one place that you definitely want to really lean into your strategy. Point number 2, NQ is definitely going to be the tell for the week. NQ led the week this week. It's going to lead this week next week. Typically, we're always talking about the ES, the big brother, the one that's always that the NQ is always following behind it. That was not the case this week. Definitely NQ is the leader. That's the one that you want to be focusing in on the charts. One more thing to also add for going into Thursday and Friday, specifically Friday. It might be a really good idea to size down on Friday. The last thing that I want is to see you guys all green for the week, and you guys get into a setup there on Friday. Some piece of an unexpected headline comes out, and you get smoked on a rogue headline. No one wants to see it. It's probably a good idea to size down going into that high volatility Friday. And just a few key last points. If you guys want to get my free Sunday email report, I've redesigned my website, which is robstrades.com. If you go on there, there's a button there to get my free Sunday report. It's got all of my bands, all of my levels in there. It's also been redesigned to include a lot of the information that I give on these weekends to get you ready for the upcoming trading week. That's my goal here. I'd also like you guys to tune into my daily live pre-market show that's at 7 a.m. every single day on YouTube. Why is it so important to log into that pre-market show? Well, that's where I update all my viewers on all of the new daily bands and all of the new setups that I'm currently looking at. And those setups, the beauty of them is that I'm giving entry, take profit, and stop loss levels. They're getting you ready every single day for the best setups that you can find. And lastly, every single Friday, I do a full live trading session with my YouTube viewers. I call it Cash Profit Friday. I've been having a lot of fun with it. A lot of the viewers are really enjoying it. I highly suggest you to tune in on Friday. You can see how I trade. You can ask me questions, and you might be able to learn something. With that, stay patient. I hope everybody has a fantastic trading week. Take care, everyone.